Sandy Says Read. Welcome to the channel, you guys. This might be a touch low energy. I've just returned from a conference. A little tired. That's okay. We're going to get through this. This is a book haul. We're doing a book haul today because at the conference I picked up a bunch of books. So we're going to look at them, get excited about them, and then take a nap. I might not be reading later today. I might be napping. You will also hear thunder in the background because I got home before the storm. All right. What am I holding in my hand? I'm holding in my hand the emergency notification cards that I had printed for the conference, but they didn't arrive till after I had left. So my bookmarks arrived in time for the conference. My fancy emergency notification cards did not. Those will go to the next conference I go to. All right. So let me tell you, the conference, it was the Florida West Coast Writers Ignite Your Imagination Conference. They do this every other year. This is their second one. It was for readers and writers. So there were seminars, workshops for writers. There was a full day's events on Saturday for like the VIPs for readers to attend and have like a scavenger hunt, meetups with authors. The luncheon had authors stationed at specific tables, and you could sign up to be at an author's table and visit with them over lunch, ask them questions, learn more about their writing process, etc. Blah blah blah. Right? So it was a very well-conceived event. Eventbrite did something to them. I'm so disappointed for them. It's soul-crushing when something out of your control just screws with your life, right? But it was still a good event to have all those authors together, the readers who weren't dissuaded from attending by Eventbrite. The readers who showed up, it was good to have brainstorming and networking, and I got to have the most awesome conversation about Anne Rice with a couple of readers at my table. It was cool. So anyway, let's talk about some of the books that I gathered at the conference. Some of these were freebies. I'll tell you which ones they were, because you guys, if you have not attended a writers conference or a creatives centered conference, I so recommend that you do, because you can pick up a lot of books from the author directly or from the publisher's table directly, and you get a lot of freebies as well. So it's a great way to pick up a ton of books without breaking the bank. For instance, this one was free. There's a glare on it, right? Glare? Okay. This one was free. This was in the swag bag. It's Home on the Ranch, Oklahoma Bull Rider by Christine Wenger. This one was published by Harlequin, and I read the back cover. It's not quite my speed. You guys know I write fantasy. I love to read fantasy. This is romance. But it might surprise me. I might be quite intrigued by the characters. We'll see how that goes. We'll look into it. I'm not gonna turn down a free book, okay? Now this one, I was at Dee Stewart's table initially at the luncheon, and I got the book A Chance to Bloom in my little goodie bag. This is the second book. Glare. There you go. This is the second book in a sweet romance series that she's put together, and I was drawn to the sunflowers on it. I don't know if I've mentioned here to you guys, my Aunt Bee, the English teacher, she loved sunflowers. I mean, she had sunflower decoration all over her home, right? So anytime I see sunflowers, I'm reminded of my Aunt Bee, and it makes me happy. So I was drawn to this one, and I'm looking forward to reading this. Dee was a lovely woman to visit with and chat with and just discuss books and book writing and ants. I mean, we had a nice conversation. I enjoyed visiting with her, so I'm going to enjoy that book, I'm sure. Then, okay, I won one of the raffle baskets that was given away late in the author signing session. They gave away, there were a ton of raffle baskets you could enter to win. And let's see, Linda Blesser, her basket had 2 of her books in it. We have Soul Shards, which is a Christmassy novella, and then Glory Girls, which I don't think is Christmassy. What did I looked through this one. Oh, anyway, Glory Girls. So I have these 2 that I can read for you guys, and hopefully I'll get them done by Christmas time. I've got a lot of books to read. Hopefully I'll get them done by Christmas time so that we can talk about the Christmas one here on this channel. Okay, next, you guys. Aurora St James is an author who writes in medieval romance settings. And her characters, she discussed when we were on the paranormal romance author panel together. And when she mentioned that her heroes are dragon shifters, oh, did I perk up? I'm like, you're kidding me. Talk to me about that. So when we had our author signings later in the day, when there was a break in the flow, I went to her and I'm like, hey, talk to me a little bit about your dragon shifters. So we talked for a bit and really hit it off. I'm so looking forward to continuing conversations and a nice author relationship with her because she's a cool person. I enjoyed our chat. Anyway, the third book in her Lords of Magic series, in her Lords of Magic series is Nikolai of Semar. And of course, this fellow is a dragon shifter. You can see the little dragon up here in the corner of this. Isn't that a cool cover? The other two had like blues in them. And usually I'm attracted to a blue cover, but something about that fire and orange cover just spoke to me. I'm like, I want that one. So that was cool. But she also had an anthology of medieval Christmas romances that she's included in. She's got a story in this one, so I picked that up as well because there's a couple of other authors in there that I was interested in reading. So I've got a couple of hers to get to, and we have to get to these by Christmas as well to hit that Christmas theme. We'll work on that, you guys. Okay, and the last author that I've got in the bag, those two I didn't win. Those two I bought at her table. These three, let's see, two of them were in swag bags, and this bottom one that we'll talk about in a second, I bought that at her table. This is Sharon Hamilton. This author is Sharon Hamilton. And Sharon, kudos to her. She filled in big time at the conference. She was one of the keynote speakers, and another keynote speaker was unable to attend. There was some sadness, and she wasn't able to get to the conference. So Sharon stepped up, and Sharon filled in and took that speaking position as well. So she came through in a pinch for the conference, which I thought was cool. In the swag bags, we had Legacy Bachelor, which is book 4 in the Bone Frog series. So it's a SEAL team book. Sharon has a number of books in a few series that follow these SEAL team members and retired SEAL team members and these gruff, strong alpha men who are discovering that they don't have to be, rough and gruff. They can fall in love. Yeah, it's a romance. But they're interesting characters. I don't want to denigrate romance, but it's not really the genre I usually read, right? So I'm intrigued when there's a spin on it. This interesting to me. Anyway, this book was in the swag bag, so I'm interested in checking that out and reading that one to share with you all. She also has a series that's a second chances series of romances, and so this one was in one of the swag bags. I'll Always Love You. She says this one is based on a true story as well, so that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to reading that one. Kind of a beach summer read kind of book. And then she also has a vampire series. Yes, I know all these other series that she's got going. So many of those SEAL team, real world kind of guys, right? And then second chances, sweet romance, and then vampires. Well, of course, I was interested in the vampires, so I picked up. This one is Honeymoon Bite. Blood Never Lies. She told me a little bit about the background of what Blood Never Lies means. And you guys, I'm so intrigued. I may be reading this one really soon and doing the review for you really soon. So Sharon Hamilton, stand-up person who can fill in a pinch, take care of business, and write lots of books. I'm intrigued. Okay, guys, thumbs up. You got to follow along here. You got to click that notification bell because you never know when I'm going to have something random for you to watch here on my BookTube channel. If you know any of these authors, if you've read books by any of these authors, if you've read any of these books, specifically this dragon shifter stuff, I want to hear about it. I want to talk about it. Share with me in the comments below, because I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued about the dragon shifters. I think Aurora St. James and I are going to have a lot of conversations about dragons. That's it, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.